Hi, I'm Marjana. I help professionals who feel stuck and unfulfilled get clear on what they want and move past their fear of the unknown so they can create a life that feels fulfilling and in flow. Today, I'm going to talk about something that came up for me as I was watching Toy Story 4 and how the story has wisdom for career changers and anyone else who's feeling a shift in what they want and need. So I was watching Toy Story 4, and one of the themes is identity and the idea of how what's important to you shifts and changes over time. I don't want to ruin the film if you haven't seen it, but one of the core ideas in Toy Story is that the toys' lives revolve around the child they're with. And one of the things that happens is that children grow up, of course, and transition away from needing their toys. So the main characters in the film, who are toys, have to figure out what they really want at that point. It made me think about how we all, as humans, have an idea of who we are and what our purpose is too. And the film really highlights how this can and does change as we grow and change, and the internal conflict that can bring up in us too. When I work with people who are thinking of changing their career, something I often come across is a similar confusion and fear around no longer wanting something they chose or wanted in the past, and also a fear of the unknown. And I help them navigate and explore those feelings so they can start figuring out their next steps. But as people, we do change over time, and what we want and need can change too, whether that's when it comes to work or in other aspects of our lives. And the confusion that can come up in us from those changes is natural too. It's also normal to feel resistance, especially if you feel like you've put a lot of effort into getting to where you are. If you do decide to change something, it's also natural to feel a sense of loss and a need to grieve the things we are letting go of. Can you think of a time you've had similar feelings come up when something has changed for you? If you are considering career change and if you are feeling uncertainty or confusion because you feel what you want and need from work has shifted, I just want to tell you, you are definitely not alone in those feelings. It's something I've experienced and others have too. A tip I have if you are feeling that way is to accept that it's okay for your feelings to be whatever they are and to create space for them to emerge. Also, remind yourself that you are in charge and that you can change or not change things to whatever extent you want. And if you do decide to make a change, you can do that in a way that works and feels safe for you. So, to sum up, it's natural for what we want and need to change over time. And it's just as natural if you have feelings of confusion, fear, or uncertainty come up from those changes. I also believe we can all find the answers that work for us, whatever path we decide to take, just like the toys in Toy Story 4 did. If what I talked about today resonated, I'd love to hear your comments and what your takeaway is. And if you are considering career change, you can watch my free video series, Free Powerful Tips to really get started with career change to help you start figuring out your first steps. And you'll find a link to that in the description. Thanks for watching and bye for now.